Hello, ladies. The sun is out, at least for today. It's supposed to start raining again, but the blossoms are blooming, the birds are singing, the grass is green, and it's time for some spring preening. At least that's how I feel. I feel like I've been in a cocoon and I'm just ready to come out and enjoy the upcoming spring season. If you feel this way, stay tuned. That's what this video is about. Just a few simple ideas, many of them inexpensive and even DIY. And focusing in particular to women over 50's needs. Teeth whitening. Just whitening your teeth makes such a big difference. A bright smile is just hard to beat. It just brightens up your whole face. You can do this easily at home. You can get the strips, which I've used before with good success, but I love this little gel. It's called Plus White Gel, and I used to have to really search for it in the drugstores, but of course now you can get it on Amazon, and now it even comes with a little tray. But this was like $8 and something in the drugstore compared to, you know, almost 30 for the whitening strips. And some of the ones I saw on Amazon, now they come in a little tray or in a pack of 3, so they're a little bit more. Like I think the one with the tray was $13. But anyway, I will link this little gel below. It only takes 5 minutes and you do it a few times, and a bright smile really makes a big difference. A hair mask to really condition your hair and make it nice and shiny so when you go outside, it shines in the sun. I never do this enough, but there are a few good ones on the market. I don't use them regularly, but I did do a little research. I will link them below. And in particular, I want to link a website that is particular to gray hair. I don't really have a lot of gray hair yet, but I know many women do, and it can be so glorious. And there are hair masks made just for gray hair. They're deeply moisturizing, which is important for gray hair. And also they reduce yellowing, so it's nice and bright and beautiful to go with your gorgeous white smile. Look below in the description for more information on everything that I'm talking about in this video. I chose to make my own hair mask from coconut oil and honey. I found the recipe online. I will share it below. I actually found a few versions of this, but I simply mixed 1 part of just organic coconut oil that I use in the kitchen and 2 parts of honey. I think I did tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of honey. You warm it in the microwave and you just mix it up, apply it on your hair and leave it on for 10, 20 minutes. And since it was on my fingers, I just rubbed it all over my face too. It makes a great moisturizing face mask as well. So this is deeply moisturizing. The coconut oil and the honey both have really great moisturizing properties, and they're really good for your hair and your skin. And I loved it. It made my hair so soft and shiny. It was great. It was easy. It was inexpensive. One note though, make sure your honey is actual honey. I mean, at least here in the States, believe it or not, a lot of honey is sold as honey, but really it's cut with corn syrup. So just look at the label, make sure it says something to the effect of 100% honey. If it says something like honey blend or something like that, it's not real honey. It's probably got a bunch of corn syrup in it. So don't get that, get some real honey. You know, one of the greatest things for you is a simple Epsom salt bath. You just take 2 cups of Epsom salt and you dissolve it in a tub of warm water. This helps detoxify the body, really relaxes you, and can promote sleep. So it's really nice to do right before bed. I mean, we all know a good night's sleep is really the greatest thing to feel fresh. And if you want to, you can add a few drops of essential oils for a little aromatherapy. Lavender makes a great one, rose, patchouli, there are many. One of my favorites is to mix a little bit of lavender and a little bit of sweet orange, and it's very bright and kind of energizing and uplifting. Of course, you can buy bath salts too, but just a simple Epsom salt bath does wonders. Removing body hair is a very personal option. Not everyone wants to do that. I do like to remove the hair from under my arms and my legs and my bikini line. I'm going to admit something that's a little embarrassing, but during the winter, sometimes, you know, I'm not as diligent. I mean, in my defense, my hair is very light and it's much thinner now, but still, just kind of getting that all cleaned up however it is that you like it, if you like to do that, also feels really good and kind of can get you ready to wear some dresses or skirts or shorts or some of the cute spring clothes. I used to get my lower leg and my bikini line waxed, and honestly, I love that. I loved getting my bikini line and my legs waxed. But, you know, I'm on a retirement budget now and it can get a little bit expensive. So I use these little hair removal wax strips that you can get at the drugstore, or I'm sure you can get them on Amazon too. And I've had really good luck with these. I can't really do it on my own legs for some reason. I can't seem to get the angle right, but I can do it on my bikini line. And you just take the strip out, you rub it together between your hands to warm it up, apply it to the area that you want to remove the hair, and rip it off in one quick motion. If you've never done it, it's a little intimidating because once you get it on there, there's really only one way to get it off, and that's to pull it, but I've never really had any trouble. I guess I wouldn't do it if your skin is very thin or damaged in any way, but I've never had any issue with it, and it works pretty good for me. And honestly, my skin is less irritated from using the wax than it is from shaving all the time. I will have to say though, I might make a video about this later, but I decided to get my face waxed recently because I was tired of the peach fuzz, you know, and I just wanted to get it off and then maybe try some other ways to kind of, you know, keep it down. But honestly, that did not work for me. It really irritated my skin, and I'm probably not going to do that again. No, I'm not going to do that again. I'll do my eyebrows again, but on my face itself, it didn't work very well. And the woman told me that the facial wax doesn't really do that well with the very fine kind of peach fuzz hair that sometimes we ladies get. There's something else that's better. Oh my gosh, hang on one sec. I have to look up the name. And one of these days, maybe I'll make a video about that. But just my experience with facial waxing was not a good one. Another really easy thing that you can do, and that can be very inexpensive if you want to do a DIY version, is just a nice exfoliating scrub. I just use sugar. I buy baker's sugar, which is a fine sugar, so it's got a little finer texture. You can use regular sugar too. You can add a little salt if you want to. The salt is more drying and is a little rougher on the skin. So that just depends on you, what you need. You might even put a little bit of salt in maybe for a foot scrub or for a knee and elbow scrub if you want a little more exfoliation on those parts, and just use the sugar on the rest of your body. But I just mix it up. This is just stuff that I use in the kitchen. It's very inexpensive. I put mine in this little plastic container. This is one of those toddler treat containers. And I just pulled the label off, and I love it because it's kind of got a good grip on it, and it's plastic. So when I bring it in the shower, just in case I drop it, it's not gonna break on the shower floor. But I just put it on my skin and I just kind of rub it and I give it a good scrub. It feels good and it does a great job of exfoliating. Of course, you can buy lots of beautiful products, but for me, something like this, I just like to do it DIY. And you can add oil if you want to. I tend to put the oil on later, but adding a little oil into this sugar is very nice too. But it will make the bottom of your tub or shower a little slippery, so do be careful of that. You can also add essential oils if you want to and really make it feel like a spa experience. What I like to do is do my sugar scrub in the shower, rinse off, dry most of the way, but leave my skin a little damp, and use almond oil. I love this stuff. I swear by it. My skin was feeling so papery. And when I started using the almond oil, simply because it's a pure oil, I didn't realize it was gonna make my skin so much softer, but it did. My skin did not have that kind of thin, papery feel like sometimes, you know, our skin gets after 50. It just feels soft and supple again. So I love this stuff. I highly recommend it. I think this bottle is like, I don't know, between $10 and $13 from Amazon. I'll link it below. This is a nice brand. It's 100% pure and unscented. They expeller press their oils, so there's no hexane in them. This one's not organic, but it's non-GMO, so it's a really nice oil. I know my skin has been so dry over the winter. And another very simple thing that I like to do, and I really learned this in the flower shop because my hands were always in water and they would kind of get really dry and kind of chapped. If you just run your hands under some warm water, let it sink in, and then just put some Vaseline or some Aquaphor on the back of your hands, it really helps lock the moisture in. So if you need really deep moisturizing somewhere, I do like to use some Aquaphor or Vaseline for that. It's actually a couple days later, but I remembered something else, and that is an exfoliating foot peel mask. If you've never used one of these, they're kind of amazing. I think there are some precautions. You should read them. Just, if you have any broken skin or you have diabetes, maybe it's not a good idea, but they really exfoliate your feet, so much so that make sure you have kind of, an old pair of socks on hand, because after a few days, your feet are gonna really peel, but they really make your skin nice and soft, and it's a great way to get ready for spring. Let me know in the comment section if you have favorite things to do to help you get ready for the spring season, especially if they're DIY. I always kind of love DIY. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful day and a beautiful spring.